You know, this is a very lean statement. 10 images to mark my career. Like, who do you choose? Like, it's really hard to get to 10. And so let's pick the ones with the richest stories, or the ones that were the loudest to me as voices and as sort of powerful people of change. The initial reason why I got into photography was to have an exchange with a human being that would mark a moment that would never be the same again. And I think that as a premise for everything that I've done throughout my entire career has always been at the core, you know? Thinking about the artists that I've worked with, album covers that I've done, the growth of artists, every moment that you look back to has always been, you know, Jay-Z at Reasonable Doubt '96, and then he's changing and evolving in 1998 for Volume 1, changing again, the growth. And I think being part of that journey, being able to document these things so richly, so fully in the form of doing these album covers has always been really paramount in my career. It's funny, I look back at my folks, you know, a Christmas present one year was that let's get him a camera and see if he's into it. It was a Minolta. You know, I picked it up, shot it, maybe in the Cayman Islands once and kind of put it back down. It was never one of these like I had one since I was 4 and I grew up shooting, and you know, it was sort of like, it's cool. It was only when I was at my senior year at Kenyon College that I really said, this is going to be a perfect blend of dealing with people, of making a moment that'll never be the same again, and documenting and having that live on throughout history. I was afforded the opportunity to work with the greatest photographer of all time, in my book, Richard Avedon. You know, we shot Pirelli calendars, Versace campaigns. Avedon was one of the most generous souls I've ever encountered, and certainly gave me the platform of how the photography business runs so that I could then apply it to what I loved, which was hip-hop. Narrowing down tens of thousands of my photos to just 10 was no easy feat, but we finally did it. They represent pivotal moments that will never be the same again and serve as a time capsule of culture for the last 20 years. What I'm really hoping for people to walk away with is an understanding that even in a very brief statement of 10 images, there's power, there's real understanding of a journey that we've all taken together, because there's no way for me to do what I've done as successfully as I have without people enjoying the work on the back end. And certainly that's a testament to what I'm creating. I was afforded the opportunity, thanks to Harv at Bad Boy, the ability to shoot at the Palladium, and not a lot of people, you know, there were cameras in there for sure, but it was a very select crew of people. And I decided to fight a little harder than the rest of the crew, and I ended up on stage holding Little Kim's hand for half of the performance. The place was just sweaty and just incredible energy, and Big was there, and it was, you know, this excitement. Busta was in the building, Jay-Z, I mean, name anybody, and they were there because they knew that this was Brooklyn, this was our guy stepping into this like new spotlight of going platinum. And I think this is probably, for me, one of the first really crucial images that I was able to kind of show to say, here's how I see, here's my vision. And because of this picture of Big on stage with Puff, rocking, tearing down the place, this audience that's glued, him perfectly centered in this image, you know, with like still well surrounded on stage by everybody from Ed Lover to Harv to Hawk to, you know, you name it, was just this sweet spot that really marked what 1995 felt like to me, what New York City felt like, what these clubs feel like. Next time on Focus. Moses' ability to transform and become different versions of himself, all authentic, you know, is pretty much unparalleled.